Whenever you're ready.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for your time and attention. We also want to start off with a simple question. Why are we here tonight? Any thoughts? Well, I'll tell you what. The easy answer is we're here why. Attendance is being taken. We got to give a presentation, right? That's the easy answer. But really, we're hoping that we will ultimately learn some useful information that will be relevant to us, that we'll be able to apply to our future careers, that will better ourselves. So with that in mind, I've got some good news. My team and I have created a presentation here with some relevant and useful information for each and every one of you that we think that you all will be able to better your own careers using this information. This presentation is regarding tips for maximizing your professional development. Some of the tips we'll be discussing tonight are the importance of reading and writing regularly, the importance of requesting feedback, and honing a learning mindset, attending training programs, and then also the importance of finding a mentor. And as you can see here, even the most interesting man in the world thinks that these tips are important, so maybe we all should as well. So without further ado, Justin's going to go ahead and get us kicked off with our first tip.
People always say reading is good for you. They say you should read more, and studies actually show that the more often you read, the more it can modify the way you think. This means you can improve and reinforce past connections. Reading is to the mind as exercise is to the body. Reading can also help to broaden horizons. This can help you to understand things from a different perspective and maybe figure out a solution to a problem that you couldn't quite figure out before. Reading can also help to improve concentration and analytical thinking. This doesn't apply to just reading and can actually leak out to your social life and help you focus in conversation. Writing and reading actually go hand in hand. So writing can help to master content. This means that when you write things, whether it's taking notes or writing about your daily experiences, it can help you to understand them more if you write them down. Writing improves critical thinking, which is essentially your decision making, and this may lead you to make the right decisions necessary to get the promotion you may be looking for. Writing can also help to communicate with clarity. This means that whether there is a complex idea you're trying to get across, writing can help to effectively communicate what you're trying to say. Next off, Akil will be talking about receiving feedback.
Thank you. Yeah. So a lot of times when we go about work or when we go about school, it can be troublesome to recognize what we do the best and what we do wrong. Because most of the time we're thinking about what is right and what is wrong. And that's it. And so I'm going to talk to you about why requesting feedback can really help develop you professionally, but also give yourself better character tools. So first thing would be it would help you make better decisions and increase performance. And so in that aspect, for example, if you're doing the same thing 5 times and you're doing it right, but requesting feedback can not only hone in on something that you could do better and maybe fix a little bit, but can also help you increase performance in that certain objective. Next would be to recognize certain flaws or strengths. Recognizing our flaws can only help us as people get better, because therefore they're recognized and we could, make a plan to fix them. And our strengths, knowing them really does help us do the things that we are the best at better, and always improve on performance. And the last thing is to continue to advance and learn more. When you ask your boss repeatedly, what can I do better to make my job better? What can I do better to make your life easier? It really shows that you not only have the initiative to ask and really try to improve your career, it also shows that you care and that you would actually like to advance your career and learn more. And now, Anne is going to be talking about a learning mindset.
Thank you, Aki. So the honing learning mindset will benefit all of us here. So let's imagine all of us here, we graduate, and then we apply for a job with 1,000 application just for only one position. So let's say we have two people stand out. One really humble, and then really willing to learn everything. And then the other person is get straight A from the wall, but really have difficulty in communication and working with another teammates. So what is your preference?
Number one.
Number one? Yes. So definitely it's the first person will be the top choice for all the employees when they're looking for. Because the first person, they prove themselves, they can improve, their adaptability in their workplace. The second thing is holding a learning process can help you improve and overcome your fears. So I believe everyone here at least have one project in school or in your workplace, right? So what you're supposed to do when you try to catch up with your project, the new project, you never have any ideas. So I would think everyone here will accumulate all the resources and then try to tackle with all the difficulties, right? So that's how we have to establish the comfortable zone and then overcome your fears. Last thing, everything here we learn is from mistakes. Even you know the KFC, right? He learned everything. He make all the chicken, the bunch of chicken, 9 times, just get from the mistake, and then that's how he growing his business. So that's all I talk about today. And Ian will talk about how to find a training program.
How's everyone doing? So who here has attended a professional business training program? More hands, better participation. So attending professional training programs allows you to gain critical thinking, find valuable networking opportunities, as well as develop new and existing professional skills. My opportunity was at Toastmasters whenever I went, and there were people from all walks of life, whether they were dentists, accountants, people in finance, people in sales. They all came together because they wanted to do one thing, improve their public speaking skills. So they gathered in a learning environment wherever they got feedback from everyone. They were asked to give impromptu speeches that would allow them to think critically, be called out on the spot, and they got feedback from them immediately. That was a completely different experience than I ever thought it would be, and I'm looking forward to going back and reach out to people. They've reached back out to me, and it's really great. So next we're going to be talking to Daniel about his mentorship.
So another great tip for maximizing your professional development is to find a mentor. This is going to be one of the harder tips out of all those we've presented so far, because it's not something you do yourself, but you're obviously having to develop a relationship with a more experienced another person. When working with a mentor, they contribute meaningful experience that's highly relevant to you in particular. They've likely been in the same role as you or a very similar role, so they're going to be informed about what options are available, what options might be most beneficial or least beneficial for you, and that'll obviously help you be informed about what career options might be available to you from where you're currently at. When working with a mentor, they also provide an unbiased perspective. As people, we all have our own thoughts, our own feelings, our emotions, preferences, personal biases, whatever it may be. And sometimes we're not even aware of what those are, but they're swaying our decisions. They're affecting what decisions we're making. So having a third party there, somebody who is experienced in your particular industry, and just a third party to help provide feedback on the decisions that you're making, helps ensure that you're not making a misguided decision that might be based on a personal preference or a personal bias or something to that effect. Also, when working with a mentor, they can essentially provide an extension of your professional network. A mentor is going to be another person. They're going to have their own relationships. They're going to have their own network. They're going to have their own connections. And if your mentor is more experienced, your mentor would be more experienced, their connections are going to be with probably more experienced people. This can be executive directors, maybe senior members of a company, maybe even hiring managers. This could lead to potential employment opportunities for you if you're able to establish those connections through your mentor, or it could at least lead to valuable professional contacts, again, if you're able to establish those connections through your mentor. I find this tip to be particularly relevant because I myself have a mentor. I'm in the financial services industry. I work in financial planning and wealth management. And about 5 years ago, I began working with an individual financial advisor. My role with him initially was fairly simple. I was just a sales assistant, but he saw some potential in me early on, and he expended some resources to sponsor me to get my licenses. I have several different securities licenses and an insurance license as well. So that was really beneficial for me in my career. He also, as we began working more and more closely together, started involving me in the deeper and more complex work that he was doing. The actual composition of the financial plans, the investment management, and then the client interactions that come with that. That was really invaluable experience for me. It really helped shape my career and where I wanted to go in my own professional path. After working together for about 2 to 2.5 years, our working relationship came to a natural end. Due to extenuating circumstances, he was looking to make a transition elsewhere, and I was also looking for additional advancement opportunities. But because of the sincere professional relationship that we had developed, the close working relationship that we had developed, he started utilizing contacts within his own network to find interview opportunities for myself. So obviously I was making my own efforts to find these opportunities for myself as well. But once I had gathered the potential offers, the interview opportunities that I had available, he helped me assess which opportunities would be most relevant to me, considering who I am as a person and where I'm looking to go in my own professional path. After going through the interview process, he was able to provide feedback because he is experienced in the industry and had gone through a similar career path, so he could help me understand what the interviewers might be looking for in an interview. What are the key phrases? What are the key points? What are the characteristics that would be relevant and useful and appealing to an interviewer? Through his guidance, I ultimately selected a position at Morgan Stanley, where I currently am now, and I couldn't be happier. But while our direct business dealings came to an end, our professional relationship has never been strong. We still communicate regularly through text, through email, we talk on the phone, and we try to get together at least every month or two to share about our own career experiences, to catch up on our professional lives. We discuss the trends of the industry, how the industry is evolving, how we as financial professionals can provide value to clients. And this really was one of my greatest assets in my own career. So because of this, because of his experience that he was able to provide and the impartial advice and then the extension of professional contacts he was able to provide to myself, along with the ongoing feedback and advice, I can't more highly recommend to you that finding a mentor can truly be one of the most crucial and pivotal experiences in your life to truly accelerate your own career and your own professional path. So with that being said, Ian's going to go ahead and wrap things up for us.
Thanks everyone for your attention. Just a little summary of what we talked about today. Reading and writing regularly not only promotes your mind, but helps you with clarity. Requesting feedback is a great tool because you know how to improve yourself and improve upon actions that you've previously taken. Honing a learning mindset. You learn from your mistakes. Always go in knowing that you're not the best and trying to continually improve. Attending training programs helps develop skills, networking opportunities, etc. And then finding a mentor obviously has had a great impact, especially here on Daniel, and could help everyone in their life. So at this point, I'd like to open up the floor to any questions. Thank you very much for your time and attention.
Okay.